I just finished night shifts. I slept for a few hours before me and Mohammed from Alpha Slice went online with our Facebook live session. And I also attended an interactive webinar with Yvonne. At that point it was 9 p.m. and my friend who had been working with me on those 3 nights, we went to the gym together. We had an intensive leg day, or should I call it a leg night. Now that it's been a few days since then, I'm starting to feel my muscles sore, but I still decided I want to use this opportunity of having a day off. I'm going back to work tomorrow to clean the house today, organize stuff, and one of these things is I want to throw all this stuff away. I don't know why I've kept them in the first place. All this stuff needs to go because I'm not gonna be able to bring this to the US. I'm gonna have to make a few trips up and down the stairs. I managed to clean and organize stuff. I threw away all those boxes I had stored. I was getting rid of these little things, and I got into thinking about all the bigger things. I keep wondering what I want to bring with me to the US and what I should bring with me when I first go to Orlando and what I should maybe ship to the US. I decided to make a little tour of my apartment, also as a way to document for myself. So yesterday you got to see my entrance room. When I had all those boxes in that little corner there. I don't know if there's an equivalent in the US because all I see is them having the front door which directly opens to a living room. After the entrance I have my little bathroom. Eventually I'll have to sell my washing machine, which I bought as a brand new machine. By the time I have to sell it, I think I've had it for a year and a half. After this little room, it opens up to my living room. I actually have this zinc shelf and this mom and this sofa chair waiting for pickup, but the person still hasn't been able to pick them up. I don't even really have a full-on kitchen here. It's what they call here a cooking wall. When I was a student, I bought this table from IKEA, and later on I bought this table from IKEA. I also have my couch from IKEA, my coffee table from IKEA, and my TV table from IKEA. Obviously, I'm gonna get rid of all this big furniture. This is like $5, $10. Some of the DVDs are, of course, area specific. I can't watch them in the US. I think my Game of Thrones Blu-ray is gonna be okay. Also, I'm in love with my PS4, all these games I have for it, but the TV's gonna go. It's a really nice Samsung. I've placed my internet modem and my time capsule behind the TV. I'm definitely gonna bring my time capsule because it has all my backups in there, and I've also used it as a regular file storage. An exercise ball can be deflated, but should I bring it with me or not? And then there's this problem. I've all these medical and nursing books, and I also have some Game of Thrones, actually the Song of Ice and Fire, books that I used to learn Arabic by myself. If I open this door, there's even more books. I have some candles as well. Some board games. This lamp is also from, surprise, surprise, IKEA. And I love it because it kind of reminds me of Star Wars. I definitely want one of these. And then is my bedroom. Hi. I have my little office in my bedroom. All of this furniture has to go. I'd really love to find a lamp like this. This lamp has to go. This one is a bright light for prevention of winter depression. And I'm also a big fan of this fan from Dyson. Problem is that the plug is not compatible. This mirror that I still haven't put up on the wall is gorgeous. It looks gorgeous, but it's a cheap one. I have some bed linens that I bought from IKEA, which aren't that expensive. I'm not sure if I should bring my fleece blanket or this star blanket with me to Orlando. I think some bedding is gonna be provided. This little nightstand and this bigger one are both from IKEA. I'm gonna get rid of both of them. I have even more shoes. I have to get rid of the rack. I guess I'm gonna have to get rid of some of the shoes as well. I've got all my sport clothes in this IKEA shelf thingy. Some random stuff in the box. Ice hockey skates. 3 backpacks. 2 of these little backpack thingies. A laptop bag and a shoulder bag. That's too much for one person. I've got my NCLEX preparation books. A blood pressure cuff, a stethoscope, some curtain stuff, fire alarm, some more clothes, magazines and nursing stuff, clothes, files, more clothes, pillows, and all these clothes and jackets. I wonder where I'm gonna be placed because I have this very nice winter jacket. Hey everyone, I'm finally back with another video for you guys. Quite some time ago already, I was typing a comment to Mohammed aka Alpha Slice's YouTube video, but because that comment turned out to be a kind of an essay, I decided I'd make a video reply instead. But then I was busy, or when I finally got around editing it, Final Cut Pro said no, and I had to start all over again. So I promised to make this video reply to Alpha Slice video that was posted maybe about 2 weeks ago now. In that video, Mohammed talked about his reasons for immigration. He mentioned things like discrimination, war, and politics as factors that were driving him out from the Middle East. He also discussed about his desire for respect as a nursing professional, his desire for job satisfaction, and his desire of having an appropriate pay for the services that he provides. All in all, I think his reasons were much deeper than mine, but bear in mind that we come from very different starting points. He's from the Middle East and I'm from a Nordic country, and you know, being from one of the Nordic countries means that my country will be on top of every statistic, every list, measuring factors like well-being, equality, freedom, lack of corruption, economic security, safety. Some people kind of question my sanity because I want to leave all of this behind and instead pursue my American dream. And the news aren't really helping me either, because constantly we hear these negative news from the US, withdrawing from the Paris Agreement, tax cuts to the rich, trying to cut from healthcare, which is already ridiculous for a Western country. But anyway, everything is reasonably well here with the society and with my job, and instead there's actually a chance that I'll have to compromise a lot when I do immigrate to the US. I guess I have to say as kind of a disclaimer that I do not believe that the US is a perfect country in any way whatsoever. I just hope that through all those compromises, I will be able to live in a place that I feel more comfortable with. The reason I want to move to the US is mostly emotional. It's already been 10 years, but when I lived in Boston, I felt I could fit in easier. I felt I could be more myself. Whereas in Finland, I've always felt judged by other people. I've always felt different so much that others bullied me, and I've always been very lonely. I have to admit that I still am. You know, on the other hand, I feel people care so much about themselves only, but on the other, they're nosy about things that are none of their business. I've always hated the fact that people intrude into your personal business and criticize everything about you negatively. People are essentially the same around the world, but it just feels like the concentration of these traits is higher here, so much that it disturbs me. Even if people are innately the same, when I travel, I notice significant differences, which act as wake-up calls, because I realize that people can really be social and polite, but because we don't talk to each other here, there's no way you're gonna be perceived as polite. Like my neighbors, they never say hello when I greet them. They see me, they hear me, but they just look at the wall and try to run away. The judgmental attitude that I encounter here can eventually put anyone down. And this is really personal, but I'm telling you this anyway. I've suffered from depression for the past 10 years or so. Just the other week, I had an appointment with my psychiatrist, and he told me that I'm officially in remission, and I was discharged from this outpatient clinic. I've worked so hard to get where I am. I even made it through nursing school. I got a national recognition award for being an exemplary nurse. All the while I was depressed, even suicidal at times. I'm glad I never succeeded, because now I have this amazing opportunity to pursue my American dream. This amazing, realistic opportunity. But you know, the point is that the attitude around me made me question myself and my abilities to the point that I basically didn't want to live anymore. People can really manipulate you into thinking you're worthless and ridiculous. All of this can happen very subtly. Maybe I am a highly sensitive person, but I don't see it as a negative characteristic. I see it as an opportunity to live a meaningful life, because I know I'm better attuned to empathize with others. And you all know me. I really want to have that meaningful life helping others. I want to learn as much as I can to challenge myself, but also to teach others. I strive to do my part in building better communities, and especially I want to maintain healthy work atmospheres. I find it hard to live in Finland because I don't want to dwell in the negativity around me, in an atmosphere that kind of seeps this sickness and forces me to absorb it into myself. But after 10 years since I've last visited the US, I might be mistaken about a lot of things. I might be riding on stereotypes, but the feeling that I had when I lived in the US was that I could feel free and at peace with myself. In 10 years, the US has changed. I have changed. But after all, I'm confident that the US will provide so much more opportunities for me. The fact that there are people from different ethnic and religious backgrounds, the fact that there are big cities, the fact that there are a lot of activities to please anyone and everyone, make it so much more appealing than any other country. And after all, I'm confident that I'll find a place where I can fit in and where I can feel comfortable, even if I have to make undesirable compromises. That's the story, or part of my story, behind the reasons behind my desire to immigrate to the US. If you're also thinking about immigrating to the US, or you're already in the process of immigrating to the US, I'd love to hear about your reasons and learn more about the things that motivate immigrant nurses to come to the US. So that's all for today. Bye!